And we are back. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I should have tested out some stuff before all this mess. But anyway, what we was doing before we were really interrupted, and I was trying to manage some stuff. We was going to try to show you some of the Drake and Aiden Ross stuff. So I'm going to share the screen.
All
All
right.
right. So let's do that. We're going to share it. All right. And you see the desktop, right?
Not yet. Okay, there it goes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they're looking ugly. All right. So basically, I just put it in Google right here. So it says a new class action complaint has been filed against Stake USA, and celebrity endorses Drake and Aiden Ross, alleging that Stake operates as an illegal online gambling platform and in violation of federal and Virginia law. So I wonder
Mm,
what this is about. This is
wow.
Loeb LLP. Um, I'm trying to see here. I probably actually might. Let me just look at this. This is probably like the actual document, so we don't have to. Okay, so let me look. Whatever. Goodness, it's like God can't get on a site until this. Okay, so new class action complaint been filed against state U.S. and celebrity endorsers Drake and Aiden Ross, alleging that state U.S. .us operating illegal online gambling platform in violation of federal and Virginia law. The suit claims that Stake .us market as a social casino misleads consumers by purporting to offer safe, free gambling while actually enabling real money gambling through its virtual currencies, coins, gold coins, and stake cash. So basically, some of the stuff I heard some people was talking about that they were using digital gifts, cryptocurrency and stuff like Bitcoin and stuff,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they were taking this fake money and making it real money,
Right. Right.
and for them and them passing it back and forth like while the cameras are rolling.
Wow.
It looks crazy. So
That's
that's
crazy.
pretty much what it is. If you people want to read some more for yourself, this is the site you can check out if you want a screenshot. I'm assuming the name is Loeb and Loeb LLP. Uh,
Yeah.
so if y'all want to check that out, you can. I don't. We're on a like timetable, so I don't want to have to do that too much.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, and we're gonna get back to it.
All right.
But in a nutshell, that's pretty much what that whole thing is. Um, pretty much they took the money, they took fake money, make real money, and
Yeah.
just third make people, so
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody trying to get a come up, man. As if Drake ain't got enough money already.
Well, I mean, I don't know because with the whole thing that happened with Kendrick Lamar, I'm pretty sure he got money, but
Yeah.
his his legacy is tarnished. Like ain't no amount of glazing, ain't no that's not coming back. Like,
Right. Right.
and in years to come, people are really not going to remember Drake. Really, you know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but I
Yeah.
mean that's all he gonna be like. Drake would probably be like if he came back 100 years from now, people would be like, "Oh, who's that?" They're gonna know who Kendrick is. They're gonna know who. They're kind of gonna know who Jay Z was.
Right. Right.
They're definitely gonna know who Nas is, which we're gonna
Right.
talk about that here in a bit. Then they definitely gonna know who Pac is. They definitely
Yeah.
gonna know who Big is, and yeah, we'll just go from there.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And
man, that's crazy.
man, speaking of, actually, before we do Nas, let's give a shout out to Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? For
Yes, sir.
taking stuff to the booth against 50. We
Yeah.
all know the whole situation of 50. Talking about going at the Let's Rap About It podcast and
Yeah.
SoundCloud. That they didn't that they didn't own the place that they was at, and the lease. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all ain't paying the lease and things like that. And it's like, man, that's just crazy. But I'm glad. One thing I'm glad about is that they did exactly what their podcast said, and that
Right.
was let's rap about it.
Right.
And Fabulous showed his entire ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because they all did a verse, going at 50, but Fab definitely was the standout one. So,
Yeah,
because Davies, threw some shots at him, Mano, Jim Jones, they all did it. But Fab definitely took it home. And 50 talking about he kind of busy now and he gonna respond later on and this and that.
he
But
probably.
then he been going back and forth with Papoose and them though.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, well, he probably trying to get his bar game back up. I mean, hell, he probably ain't. The last time he rapped was what? With the feature with 50. I mean, not
Yeah,
50,
Nas.
Nas.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Magic 2, which I ain't gonna lie, that's my shit right there. I think he did a job on that.
He did all
But
right.
yeah, I
I
think
wasn't wild or anything, but yeah, he did all right.
yeah, but yeah, I think yeah, man, I shout them out for like, actually doing that. I think yeah, Fabulous was the standout, but there was some good stuff. I was surprised at Jim Jones. Jim Jones actually like rap
Yeah,
on that, you
yeah,
know, and what I'm saying he actually it wasn't too bad. I think Mano was kind of like the start out. Obviously, I mean it kind of reminded me of how like the symphony was like Mano was kind of like the master ace in a sense. Not to
yeah.
compare Mano to master ace. I'm talking about he was kind of like I'm gonna start it off,
Right,
and
right.
it just built from there. So yeah, I want to shout him out for that because at least hey, we gonna do this. Let's just do this. Let's rap about it. And you said there was a similar thing going on with Fat Joe and Young Buck,
Young
correct?
Buck. Yeah, basically, Fat Joe told a story. You know how he got the stories. Everybody be wondering if he be capping about the stories, but he told a story about back when he was battling 50 Cent, and he said he showed up at a venue. It was like a club or some kind of place, and Young Buck was there. Fat Joe was down on the lowest level, and Young Buck was like up on a higher level. And so Young Buck, supposedly started yelling down like "F you" and that kind of stuff, just talking shit. You know what I mean? And said that Fat Joe kept telling him to come on down, and he finally came down. And Fat Joe said, he kind of got a couple of knuckle sandwiches. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but Young Buck basically came out right after that and said that was cap, that he didn't do it. And then he put out a freestyle against Fat Joe called Cappuccino. So and it was all right. It wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It was good to hear Young Buck rapping again. But yeah, I mean it didn't really go nowhere. Fat Joe didn't rap against him or anything. Fat Joe just kind of replied online and just said that he's sticking to his word that, he ain't lying.
Well, I've one thing, like I said, even back what with the Fab and stuff. I'm just glad that people are getting back to bars. Like, look,
Absolutely.
we're taking this shit off the internet. We ain't gonna meme you to death. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Let's get in this booth. You know what I'm saying? Let's you know let's see what you about. Fuck money. Fuck the fame. Let's get in here and get in do these bars. And I respect it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
salute,
Definitely.
yeah, salute the Fab, Mano, Jim Jones, Davey, salute the Young Buck. I mean, like I said, love them, I hate them. I just respect the fact that they went to the booth.
Yeah.
That's I think that's how we supposed to, especially in this day and age, and the way things are going. We as men, I'm saying that we should talk directly and with that, with them spitting bars, I think that's the respectful thing to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
keep it on, keep it in the booth. You know what I mean? Let it be
Sure.
entertainment. You know, let it be friendly competition.
Yep. So shoot. Well, let's wrap it up with this. Definitely want to shout out to Nas. I think Nas has had an incredible year. Whether people, want to say like, oh, he ain't, this, people kind of had mixed reviews with the Light Years album. Um, but I also want to shout him out for all the people that came off of Mass Appeal, came through Mass Appeal to release records.
Right.
Shout out to Ray, shout out to Ghost, Slick Rick, Mob Deep, Big
Yeah.
L, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And we had let's see, did I miss any? We had
Slick
you know,
Rick, Big
Slick,
L, Raekwon, Ghostface, uh,
Mob Deep,
Mob Deep. Um, yeah, I think that's
and
it.
then De La Soul,
Oh
De
yeah,
La
yeah, yeah.
Soul,
De La Soul. Damn, can't
yeah.
believe I forgot
So
about that one. That was one of my favorites.
yeah, I need to go back and listen to that. Cabin in the Sky. That was yeah, I love the way they put that together. I mean, it reminded me of like an actual De La Soul album. Like it kind of gave me that Stakes is High vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, it was kind of like Stakes is High meets De La Soul is Dead, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
And I had to go back. Yeah, I had to go back and listen to it, but it was definitely great. Um, but yeah, man, shout out to Nas for doing that, making that run. Um, I like Light Years. Um, were there some questionable tracks? I would say yeah. Um,
And I have to
but
admit, I haven't listened to it. I only listened to like two tracks, so I need to go back and do that because
yeah,
we might need to do an album review on that one.
yeah, we're going I think what we want to try to do eventually is do an album review of all of the mass appeal stuff. So we might want
Okay.
to yeah, we definitely want to do that. Um, but yeah, I think I'm kind of happy with Light Years. I don't think Nas had to come out with like a groundbreaking album.
Yeah.
I was actually happy that it wasn't a classic, if you get my drift. Not saying it wasn't a classic, that it wasn't like, widely received. I'm glad it was mixed because I think if we're going to get back to making music, I think we need to get back to making music that's actually subjective to the listener. That I'm as far as like the art side of it. I'm not talking about being lazy and just like I'm gonna just mumble a few words. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Right.
talking about this is your interpretation of your art. This is the work I put out. I feel it was my best work. If you didn't like it, okay. I'll I'll try to I'll whip up something, better next time.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we need to get back to. So I mean, not saying that it was. I mean, it had some bangers. I like Writers was like one of my favorites because it actually shouts out the graffiti community.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, to me, Nas went in his KRS-One bag and did that shit.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Flowers was great. Shouting out, I think that's one of the best songs for shouting out the lady rappers, the lady
Yeah.
MCs. I mean, pretty much shouted them all out from Rhapsody to like,
Right.
um, Nicki to everybody. Some people had issues that he didn't call out Bohemian, but what's the one
Bahamadia.
woman? Yeah, Bamadia. 5 o'clock in the morning. But look, you can't get to everybody, and I'm not trying to, be like dismissive towards that because I mean, yeah, I do like Nas, but yeah, I mean, obviously he did what he could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, but yeah, those are kind of my favorite tracks. Nasir, I think what is it called? Nasir Jones. Basically has a battle with himself. That one was pretty
Oh,
dope.
okay, okay.
Yeah, that one was pretty dope. But yeah, man, these the run, the albums, I think they were great, man. I think they will stand the test and time of hip hop. I think people will go back to those. Um, the Big L album, I like. I only thing I didn't like was it was kind of like it was rehashed. Um, Especially like with the 95, a lot of the 95 freestyles, the 98 joints.
Yeah,
And like I said, I'm not hating because we definitely needed it at this time in history. But I think as far as like the strength, I think that was probably like the least strongest of the release, but it's still enjoyable.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and obviously I think the one that takes a cake is Cabin in the Sky. I had to go back and watch it, and then like probably like I mean listen to it, and probably the Mob Deep album definitely was
yeah,
locked in too. So,
yep,
but yeah, definitely proud of Nas for what he's doing and what he's trying to accomplish. Um,
yeah, man.
yeah, go. You had anything to add to that?
No, I mean, like I said, I just want to go back and finish listening to a lot of that good music because, like I said, I heard two songs by Light Years. I heard the writers and that very first joint that they dropped, and that was it. I need to go back and listen to more. So a lot of those albums, I need to go back and complete them. You know what I mean? So we can do some good reviews on them. So that's about it for me.
Yeah. I enjoyed Nas and DJ Premier going to Joe Budden towards and they having the interview. That was a great interview. If you
Okay.
can go back and watch it, man, I was just I ain't gonna lie, I felt with so much joy when I looked like Nas was really about like, yeah, man, I'm just doing this. I enjoy rapping. Like it ain't even about the money.
Right.
When he said that, man, I was just like, yo, I knew he was just dead ass serious. Cause
Yeah,
look, like where he at, he don't have to rap no more. The
that's
fact that
true.
he love it, that's why to me, no slight to Jay Z. That's why Jay Z ain't gonna never be my goat in my conversation. But
Right.
Nas love the shit. You can obviously see Nas love that shit. He
Yeah.
ain't like I'm sick of rapping. Like that's one thing I can give to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jay Z did his thing. Jay Z did his. He made his number ones. He's a goat in his own right. I'm not taking that away from him, but I just don't think he can never be my goat. Like my goat
Right.
goat. You know what I'm saying? Now I
Right.
was like, look, I he got money. Not maybe not Jay-Z money, but he got money and he's still rapping like he hungry out here. Like
Yeah.
he give a damn.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just to me that speaks volumes, man. That really speaks
Absolutely.
volumes to like the character who he is. So yeah, man, just shout out to Nas, man. I know, like, damn, and this motherfucker's always like Nas standing and shit over
Wow.
here.
Nah,
Man,
man.
listen, man.
It's well
Listen,
deserved. I mean, that man has
yes, sir.
earned
Yes,
his
sir.
status in hip hop. So shoot, I'm a big Nas fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I remember when we went to the Nas and Wu Tang joint, man. I was excited, man, because I mean, can't get much better than that. Nas and Wu Tang.
yeah.
So
Yo, remember, and that was crazy. Remember, we walked out. I think it was before it was the PNC Center before they changed it to the Lenovo Center.
uh-huh.
Um, but I walked. Remember, we was walking back to the car, and I was like, "Yep, this is the closest thing we're gonna get to having pop." And like this white guy and his
Yeah.
kid, they stopped and looked at us and said, "Yeah, that's what I try to tell my son." Cause like this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. It's like, yo, that was like he stopped when we said that. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
man. So yeah, it was that time. Those times were good. Hopefully, we get to rock, get to some concerts and stuff this year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. And overall, I'll say this because I know we got to get wrapped up, man. I think hip hop, even though with oh, it ain't been on the Billboard and all that stuff. I think hip hop is in a really good place now that the so-called powers that be kind of got their hands off of it for the most part. I think hip hop is gonna be back to being really organic and people are really gonna enjoy it again.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, Joe Budden kind of made a good statement about that. A lot of people was like, "Oh, hip hop is dying." He's like, "No, hip hop is not dying. Hip hop is fine. It's the music industry that's dying because they're
Yeah.
doing like these old archaic ways just to get money, and not being, not letting it be organic and natural. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
I know we got to get out of here. So
Yeah, yeah. It's that's all I got. I don't really have anything else. So, this has been episode 39, Layers of the Culture.
39.
Yes, sir. Layers of the Culture. And we appreciate y'all checking us out.
Yep,
We
yep.
try to drop an episode every couple of weeks. So, just look for us in a couple of weeks and we'll go from there.
All right, folks. We'll catch you next time.
All right. This is your man Kirk, and this is
Howie.
all right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.